It is a Terran player to the bottom left. Terran player being the third guy for StarTale, but it's not Bomber. It is
StarTale, Hack.
It is Hack that StarTale sends into the game. This means we are not going to see either Bomber or Life today. A Zerg player faces off against the Terran. It's the first player, the starting player for LGIM. He already has 2 wins under his belt. Starting to the top right, cross position on Whirlwind. It is
LGIM, Ragnarok.
And as mentioned before, question of course now being, why don't we see Bomber? Why do we see Hack? It is a Terran. Is Bomber saving his builds for the individual league? Usually I would say no. He is the guy in the team house who always comes through for the team. Wolf, you get your second chance.
Yeah. I've got the hots for TVZ. Okay.
Don't we all?
I got that one right because I read it slowly. 2 thumbs up. All right, sick.
Okay, Wolf, you can officially read.
I'm like that's the best thing that's gonna happen to me all night.
She should make you like a little badge.
Yeah. If she has the time, I'll wear it. You know what's weird is we have an opening that. Okay, so it's a 4-player map. It's one of the biggest maps in the pool. And Hack is going for a command center build with a barracks first. She's getting the thumbs down or the finger down. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but she has to learn like from the foreign fans here. You have to, I mean, come on, there's so many possibilities.
Oh.
You just saw on the screen how it's done, go.
Okay, so a lot of weird things are happening right now. The expansion that Hack is doing is way too safe. I don't know how else to describe it. The builds have been figured out where you can still get Hellions out after a CC first with this and do pressure. It's like he's expecting some aggression from an early pool, but on a 4-player map like this, it's weird. Second thing that's weird is that the gas is blocked by the pool in the base of Ragnarok, so he's actually losing a lot of gas efficiency here. I mean, not like a huge amount, but that's a little bit.
That's a Warcraft placement right there.
Is that actually helping him?
I don't think it is in StarCraft, but a lot of Warcraft players, especially at the beginning when StarCraft 2 came out, were starting to do this because with your gold mines, especially humans were always trying to optimize it a little bit, and you could get a few extra gold out there when you were playing human and you build a couple of farms there. So that's something that a lot of players did when they were transitioning over into StarCraft. I feel that's still fine. It doesn't hurt him.
Okay, well, I mean, it's definitely not a huge deal, but it was just it was strange to me.
But let's come back to the point that you were raising originally when you were talking about the build that Hack is using. He's getting a super fast third, and I think that's the only reason why he would go for this. Normally, when you are on such a map, you see most Terran players. Oh, nice. That was awesome for him.
That's a huge snipe.
Okay, so many points to touch upon. Let's talk a little bit about the Overlord kill. This is not a random occurrence. This is actually him identifying where his opponent starts, where there will probably be the Overlords, and then the Marines actively on the map trying to look for them.
Yeah.
And him taking out this early Overlord. If you're a Zerg player and you lose that Overlord this early in the game, you're just sitting there and cursing at your monitor because you're like, this screws everything up. All the timings that you had.
You can't scout either, you know?
Yeah, it's the scout, it's the supply block, it's the lava that you lose. At this stage of the game, every lava counts. And also, of course, the money that you have to invest to get that Overlord back.
So he's going to have no idea about the second command center that's been built. The third in total, of course. And you know, if he had Lings to maybe walk up the ramp and see if the factory was there, he might have an idea. But as it is, he does no idea. His Lings were even denied. He takes the third base, one that probably Hack won't expect.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, we talked a little bit about the opening, and you were completely right when you were talking about that this is a very safe build that Hack is using here. And I feel this is why we see this very, very early third base. He's building it before he goes into tech, because usually, as we were already trying to touch on earlier when that Overlord was sniped, usually you see the command center build first on the high ground if you want to be safe. There are Zerg builds that counter this. Also, a very early pool can take down the command center while it's still being built. But that is such a risk, such a gamble to take on such a huge map. We've very rarely seen it. We've seen it, but not all too often.
Hack looks like he wants to do a Blue Flame Hellion build counter. He's added a second factory. He's making a tech lab so he can switch. And we're going to see a very old Wings of Liberty build, triple Hellion Blue Flame. There's the pre-igniter upgrade.
He's going old school here.
Yeah, and he's adding another tech lab. And that could just be for stim. for him switching into Bio, or he could be for Marauders.
Well, now think about how awesome, actually. Okay, did you just see the placement for the second factory? The second factory is built all the way to the left side of the base. Why is that? He sniped the Overlord at the top left. So he know how likely is it that the Zerg player has another Overlord there? The chances are like 0.
Yeah,
because
no
you
way.
know from the beginning that Zergs usually try to aim for 2 spots. They aim for your natural and they aim for your main base. And with the starting position that Hack has in this map, this means top left of the natural and the right side of the main base. That's where your Overlords usually are.
And he has a Marine on the right side of his main.
He knows that, so he builds the factory all the way to the left because it's the last place that the Overlords are going to scout. Keeps a Marine on patrol to the right side of his base. He is gonna deny scouting, and that's the most important thing for Hack to do if he wants to go for such a risky build into the Blue Flame Hellions.
This really shows, you know, the preparation and the confidence that Coach Juan has on this player. He's definitely executing the build the way he wants to.
But look at all those Overlords that we have in the middle of the base now. Ragnarok knows about his weakness, and that's why we see Overlords everywhere. And they are going to see that very soon. There it is, that Blue Flame upgrade. It is about to be done, and those Hellions, they are on their way. The Queens are trying to run back into the main. Oh, and it is barbecue time!
Oh, it certainly is. The Queen's not here in time. He goes right into the main. Nothing to stop him here. Nothing at all. 30 Lings on the way. No Roach Warren at all. Only one Spine Crawl. He tries to make a wall. Not going to work.
Ah, that Blue Flame coming into play here. He's trying to take down those units. He's doing a significant amount of damage, but does he take out enough Harvesters? He's already busy at the third base. The Spine Crawler trying to prevent this. Those Spine Crawlers are the most important thing for Ragnarok right now, but he's already losing Harvesters. 11 workers killed so far, and of course all those Zerglings are long gone.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of Lings, and that's also spent Larva that he loses here. So in total, he killed only 11 Harvesters, not worth it, but he killed a lot of Lings too. So that's really, the Harvesters alone really don't always tell the tale.
53 units killed in total, but the problem is that this build, of course, did it really do enough damage? It was a huge commitment, and just look what Ragnarok does immediately after this. He's droning up again, he's on 1-1 upgrade, so he's heading towards them, and he's running into the middle of the map with all of his Queens and spreading that creep, trying to gain this map control now. Banelings on top!
Oh, that detonation was a second too late. If he had detonated just even half a second earlier, he could have done so much more with it.
That was actually worth it for Heineken. That was so many Banelings.
Yeah. I mean, that was a mistake to detonate that late. But if he had detonated just a second before, it would have been all good.
Oh my god, this game is already so close. I mean, supply is still very much even. We have tanks and Widow Mines.
Yeah, he's going to do a timing
that we don't see too often, but more and more Zerg players, Terran players, are actually trying to make that happen.
It looks like he wants to hit a very aggressive timing to follow us up. Not an all-in timing, but a very pressure-oriented one. With Stim, 1-1 upgrades, he's going to have Siege tanks out. He doesn't have to research Siege mode in Heart of the Swarm. And obviously he's powering up more barracks behind this, but I think he really is planned to do a push to do some damage here while he takes his third base.
The thing is, if you go for such a huge investment with your Blue Flame Hellions, you usually try to aim for the economy, and that's something that he didn't really achieve. He killed a lot of Zerglings, and he did damage. But in terms of the Harvesters alone, he just didn't do enough. And that's something where he has to try to gain the map control again. Blue Flame is going to help him also a little bit later on. He's still doing a decent job for those, but the problem really being that he can't do anything against the Queens anymore.
Yeah. He holds the Watchtower and that's it.
Usually as soon as you have the Medivacs out, you can just use the Marines to take down a couple of Queens and Creep Tumors and then move in, load into the Medivacs as soon as your opponent runs in with the Zerglings. That's an option that he doesn't have. But he's up in supply, even though we have the bank here for Ragnarok.
And the army supply is 64 to 29. He has a massive attack ready. You know, he's fueled up and ready to go whenever he wants. He's just sitting back and defending. I really feel he could certainly do some damage, at least to the creep, with an aggressive time here. With all the Widow Mines he has, he can kite the Banelings. He waited so long, Baneling speed is now going to be ready, so he may have missed his window here. 10 mutas on the way. Now he moves out, but the mutas alone are going to be a bit of a problem for him.
I actually don't think so. If he positions the Widow Mines and the Siege tanks well, then he can save the Marines. It's all about how the Banelings and the army of his opponent are going to connect with those Marines. If the Marines stay alive, he has a good chance here. Because the Mutalists, they aren't out yet. So this means that Ragnarok right now can't even engage him. And that gives Hack the time to set up his tanks and his Widow Mines.
Yeah. Taking a little bit of friendly fire there on the Siege tanks, but still the creep being pushed back here. Combat shields finishing up here. And here we go, this is the most important part.
Yeah, the siege tanks, they are not visible to Ragnarok anymore because the creep tumors are gone. Yeah, the Hellions at the front, the siege tanks sieging up, maybe a little bit too late. Where are those Widow Mines?
They're a little bit delayed here. He gets a few good shots off, but the Marines mostly eliminated. Here come a few more reinforcements. Looks like he barely has enough to push these mules back, but can he save the siege tanks? That's the most important part here.
There were great shots against those Banelings. Did you see that he used those siege tanks to take down the Banelings, and he killed all of them? The Widow Mines took care of a lot of the Zerglings, but the siege tanks with their 2 shots, that was so crucial to take down the Banelings before they connect. And now he's moving in with a 20 supply advantage overall. 2-2 on the way as well for the Zerg and for the Terran.
Here we go. Here comes another engagement. The siege tanks are ready. They're barely surviving here. Good splits, but are they good enough? Widow Mine shot on those Banelings, so critical.
The siege tanks were already in cooldown when those Banelings finally appeared on the map, and now those Mutalics moving in. The Widow Mine is not ready.
And Ragnarok takes a supply lead again here. 2-2 is almost ready. Had he engaged with 2-2, could have been better, but he couldn't wait. He had to go. He had to use that momentum he had on the map. And, oh, Ragnarok, if he traps these Marines and kills them with the Banelings, that'll be so great for him. Another good Widow Mine shot here.
Yeah, keeping those Mutalics at bay for now. The 2-2 is about to be done. He gets the drilling claws. He's going into a 4th base. He has to make sure to start 3-3 immediately. That is so crucial for him now to get this advantage.
Yeah. Absolutely so. Overlord speed coming out now to help out with those Overseers to get the Widow Mines down. We could see some excellent shots here. How good are they? That was a brilliant one.
Yeah, the Widow Mines being taken out by the Banelings here. The rest of the Marines are moving in, sniping those units one by one. He needs to take those Banelings down. A little bit of good micro would help him here, and he does it.
Yeah.
Snipes all of them, trying to move in. Those afterburners. Yes, well done. Only lost one.
Afterburners goes away, goes for the drop here at the 3rd base. This could do some serious damage. I should say this is the 4th now.
Yeah, Ragnarok is a little bit exposed here. No spine callers this time, at least not at the 4th yet. And here come the Zerglings moving in, but nice going with the Medivac straight into the main base, luring those Mutalisks away while moving into the right side of the map, into the center, trying to take down that base. Good tactical decisions here by Hack.
He even takes out a few of those Mutas, and the attack continues here while he draws the forces into the main base. And Hack, he's spreading Ragnarok really, really thin here.
But he himself doesn't have too many units. He started 3-3, which is very important. Hive is also on the way for Ragnarok. This is just blow for blow right now between these 2 players. Supply advantage for Hack currently. The army supply at 87 against 60. And the Zerg trying to get his forces together in one big army to take down the Terran.
Yeah. Right now, Hack has completely discontinued siege tank production. It was obviously one of his earlier ideas to hit that timing. He's now going to lift and boost away. Can he save most of these units? It looks like it. He can run away right to the rest of his reinforcements here off creep, and the Mutas should not be able to kill his medevacs.
Exactly what he did, and at the same time he established the 4th base that we were talking about earlier. There come the Widow Mine shot. The planetary fortress is nearly completed. Hack is so fast on the map right now. He's everywhere. In the main base with the drop. He's at the right side with the main attack. At his main base for production, going to the left, setting the space up. He's trying to hit this multitask in this macro game, and he's dropping again while moving into the center of the map and clearing even more creep tumors.
He is relentless. He is controlling this game. He takes his pilot. He has the 4th base up. Ultra's Cavern now on the way, but no 3-3. He can't afford it just yet. So many Widow Mines here. The splits are decent.
He's moving in. Great shot against those Banelings.
My God. Hack's
amazing
micro.
lift.
Oh my God. And he's dropping at the 4th base at the same time. Hack is on fire, man, just like we said here. Now going to lift away and run again while continuing the pressure in the middle of the map.
Hack is moving in. He has stopped. There are the spores and the spines. This is what Ragnarok did in the last few games, but he needs those defenses also at the 4th base. He doesn't have them. Suddenly the Widow Mines are in a good position. He's trying to get those shots off. The splits are there. He's hitting the stim. The Zerglings trying to run in, but this is Hack just rolling, barreling down the Ragnarok.
He's just splitting against those Banes. Not the best there, but at the end he makes it okay. And even if he loses everything, he's still ahead.
And there come the reinforcements, saving the Medivacs. And now Ragnarok is in trouble. He's down 40 supply. 3-3 is about to kick in. Once he has those upgrades, Wolf, I don't think there's a chance for
I don't think so either. Only 2 Ultras, and they're a long way away. They're not going to save him here. Fewlings coming in desperately trying to hold this hatchery. Widow Mine shots going off. He's about to get all of his forces consolidated. 3-3 is so close. It's on the doorstep here.
He's moving in with everything that he has, and that's the GG!
Hack has put his team on the scoreboard, and the coach has made the right choice.
Well, we don't know about that yet. This is only the first step. He has to do more than that.
That's absolutely true.
That's the important part. But that was the first step, and every journey starts with the first step, and that is what Hack just initiated. He needs to bring StarTale back into this match, and the first step has been done, has been completed. He has StarTale on the scoreboard, as he said.
And that was a domination what we saw in that game. That was really, really good play. Once he hit that stride on the middle of the map where his reinforcements kept coming while he was dropping, it looked like there was nothing Ragnarok could do. He was just pinned down on all fronts.
That was a really cool game. I enjoyed this a lot. For LJM, everything is still fine. Ragnarok already delivered 2 wins, and that was important.
And
but
this is also Hack's build he prepared specially. So now he no longer has that advantage. This is a really technical build. You know, he hit the second factory.
You know, the shot on Bomber was actually important. You have to actually, the dynamic within the teams is an important one. And Bomber is usually that guy that gives up everything for his team. That's something that he did in the past when he prepared with other players nearly even more than he prepared for his own games. But right now you could see this shot and he was so happy. We don't know who does not play today. We don't know if it's Live or if it's Bomber. But right now I would actually think it's going to be Bomber that will not show up in the booth. And if it's really him, then Hack is kind of his replacement.
Yes.
So for him, it's important that Hack is doing well. So the Bomber can be like, okay, it worked out. They could do this without me. And this gives him a lot of, I would say, peace of mind.
Right. You know, Bomber and Hack have a really good relationship. They've talked about each other a lot in interviews, especially when Hack first joined the team. I'm feeling a Protoss right now. I'm feeling like first, or maybe MC, but probably first or Younghwa, I think, coming out from LGIM here to try to get rid of Hack.
I could see a Protoss. In my brain, I always associate Hack with a strong performance against Protoss because of a few key matches that I observed him. I don't know exactly how well he does right now against TOS and which shape he is in.
Yeah.
But just given the amount of amazing Protoss players that we have on the bench for LGIM, a Protoss player would be a good choice. You could send out a Zerg with Lucira.
I think Lucira probably kind of out third or fourth, though.
Yeah.
That's my feeling.
You have the options to go into different matchups, so you don't have to go for Terran versus Zerg again. The only reason to send Lucira out is if he is really confident to take this, but I feel a Protoss.
And standing up here is Younghwa. So Younghwa will be the choice. Hack with a smile on his face, not too concerned.
Yeah, I don't know, but he has to follow through. As we said earlier, winning the first game is only step number 1. He has to do a lot more to make sure that StarTale is in a good position here today.
Yep, look at Younghwa's GSTL win rate. This is, of course, in Wings of Liberty and in Heart of the Swarm, but in both, so far, he has a really, really good score. That may actually be probably like top 3 best GSTL win ratios. I mean, if you look at how many games he's played through, that's 34 games in total. He comes out a lot, and he hits hard. He is one of the most successful GSTL players we have ever had.
Guys, we are heading into our second break. Keep in mind also the second break is a little bit longer. We have an extra show on the Korean stream, which is why the break is a bit longer than usual. So get yourself a drink, calm down a little bit, and as soon as we are back, we have our Terran versus Protoss with Younghwa up against Hack here at the GSTL. See you guys in the field.
My way might not be your way.